Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about the newly announced Citi custom cash card and why it's causing such a stir. Why are people so hyped about it? You're probably wondering that, or not. Hey, if you're new around here, get subscribed, like the video, let's get into it. So very quick and easy rundown of this video because I'm going to go into a very detailed comparison in the middle of this video. This card is offering 5% in cash back on your top spending category. Now this is up to $500 monthly spend. Everything else you're going to get 1% back. Citi advertises this card as being custom because that 5% category applies to the highest category on your monthly bill. So there's no rotating categories. There's nothing that you have to pick every month. It will know automatically based on your billing statement what category you spent the most, and if it's one of the 10 eligible categories, they'll put that 5% on that category. Everything else, you get 1%. This is in contrast to their double cash card where you get 2%, 1% when you buy, 1% when you pay on their Citi double cash card. That's giving you 2% overall. But as I will explain later on in this video, the 5% is limited, and I'm not sure who exactly Citi is targeting this card towards. Actually, I do know who Citi is targeting this card towards, but it might not be the use case that you're thinking of, and this might not be as good of a deal as we think it is. So let's start off talking about the good things about this card. The 5% obviously is a very competitive, pretty great rewards rate on a free, no annual fee credit card, and also the categories are very broad and they're very commonly used categories. Unlike something like the US bank card where you choose 5% categories, but those categories are pretty narrow and not everyone is going to be spending money in the list of categories that they have. This custom card, I'm sure most people out there, you will be spending most of your money in these 10 categories. This card also comes with a $200 sign-up bonus at the time of recording. When you spend $750 within the first 3 months, that's great. They don't have a sign-up bonus on their double cash card, so $200 is better than nothing. And for the no annual fee tier, $200 is right around where we expect this bonus to be. You know, the categories: restaurants, gas stations, grocery stores, travel, this stuff, I'm sure you'll find something where you can make use of that 5%. And you also get other Citi, like their entertainment early access to tickets, as well as some other minor Citi stuff. But this is pretty much where the train stops and where most of the highlights end. We look at the other part, the downsides of this card, and there are a lot. First and foremost, there is a distinct lack of other extra benefits on this card. I have a whole playlist where I go over each individual perk of credit cards, line by line, what's covered, what's not, what's excluded, what you have to do to send a claim in. So go check those videos out if you want a more in-depth guide. But normally, even for no annual fee credit cards, we see something offered here. Like Wells Fargo, they're really big on pushing the cell phone protection. Most of their cards have it, annual fee or not. Other cards also come with at least some type of limited travel protection, baggage, trip delay, accidents, some type of rental car insurance reimbursement, and also some type of purchase protection. We see things such as extended warranties, return protection, price match guarantee, a whole host of things. And I'm not talking about expensive premium $500 annual fee credit cards, and this can be found on its competitors in the no annual fee credit card range. Like I mentioned, Wells Fargo has some of this stuff. Chase has some of this stuff on their entry-level credit cards. Citibank, I am not necessarily surprised because the double cash card doesn't have a lot of these benefits as well. Citi actually removed a lot of these benefits a couple years ago, and although it's branded as a MasterCard World Elite card, it's missing a lot of those MasterCard World Elite benefits. And if you're into traveling, this will also come with a 3% foreign transaction fee. So now we have the details, the specs of this card out of the way. I'm going to take a little bit of time to take a deep dive and explore exactly who this card is targeted towards and if you should get it or not. Citi would want you to think that, yeah, 5%, the marketing materials, the good press it's gotten, that's really insane. If you just look at it by itself in a bubble, 5% is very high for a no annual fee credit card. Citi Double Cash, 2%. The Chase card, you get 5% on rotating categories, 3% on some other stuff, 1% on other stuff. And other credit cards, it's common to have 5% but on rotating categories and you have to select them every month. Here, Citibank gives you a no-frills approach, automatically applies it to your highest category, and as I mentioned, most of those categories are pretty commonly used, so you're not going to have problem spending money in those categories. But if we really look at it and do the math, I will link the spreadsheet of my comparison below if you want to take a look. If you want to fill in your own sample budget, take a look at the numbers, compare some other credit cards. But I took 3 sample budgets at 3 income levels, low, medium, and high, created a sample budget out of it, and kind of calculated the total rewards that you might be expected to get if you put all of your purchases on this card. And the quick conclusion, the TLDR, is that if you're a low spender, I don't think you spend enough money to hit $500 in any single category, so you're not going to maximize the rate. And after that, it drops down to 1%, so you might as well be better off with a more general Citi Double Cash, something like a 2% cash back on everything card. You might get a higher rate. Medium level earners, you might be spending a little bit too much on here where you might hit the 5%, but everything else you're capped at 1%. And other cards, although you might not get that 5%, the other 3%, 2% categories make up for it. And the high tier, those high income earners, you're probably spending way too much for the $500 per category cap. Absolutely cripples this card when you spend more than that, and everything else 1%. You can definitely find better rewards cards, and you're probably better off, and you can probably afford a premium rewards credit card. So taking a look into the spreadsheet now, the low spender I have defined as $50K a year. I have the supplemental calculations at the side. We're assuming 25% in taxes. This will vary based on where you live. We're assuming you can save 10%, and we're just assuming rent of $800. So every month you're maybe spending $1,000-ish on your credit card. I do have a leftover amount, so if I left anything out, or if you have other expenses such as debt, loans that you have to repay, you can put that in there and this still will account for it. We're thinking that if you're earning $50,000 a year, your largest spend is probably in groceries, and I don't think you would be spending $500 in groceries at this level, so I put $250. But once again, this can vary, so if you want to check it out with your budget, I'll put a link to the spreadsheet down below. But you get 5% on that $250, so that comes to about $12.50. We're comparing this in this spreadsheet to the Chase Freedom Flex card. I know there's also the US Bank card that offers you 5% in 2 categories, but I don't think that is as good because their rotating categories are very narrow, not broad categories here like restaurant, dining, traveling. They're more specific towards like fitness, streaming, utilities. So I think people with a limited budget will have a hard time spending $500 in those categories per month because they are a relatively more luxury category, and luxury spend with your money. Here we have the budget broken down by the categories that Citibank defines on this website. Now the Chase Freedom Flex card, they also have the monthly rotating categories where you get 5% on those rotating categories, 3% on restaurants, travel, transit, and drugstore, and 1% on everything else. This quarter, it was groceries, so I just put that in there, but this will change a little bit. But looking here in the budget, we have most of the spend on groceries, everything else 1%. So according to the sample budget, spending $1,100 a month using the custom cash card from Citi, you're only getting about a 1.9% rewards rate. So out of that $1,110 spend, you get $21.10 back in rewards, just under 2%. So here in this situation, you're actually better off using the double cash back where you get a 2% cashback rate on everything. Looking at the Chase Freedom Flex card, you have the 5% and the 3% categories in here. You would be getting about 2.37% rewards rate, coming out to $26.30 a month. That's almost 20% more than what you would get using the Citi card. So like I said earlier, for low spenders, you might not have enough to actually go and max out the 5%, and everything else you just don't spend enough, and you're better off using another rewards rate. Moving up now to the medium spender, I have defined as $100,000 a year in income. You can see here I have more set aside for taxes. You might be saving a little more, and you might be spending more on rent. We have also about $10,000 left over a year for miscellaneous spending, but up to the medium spending, I'm assuming that maybe going out to eat might be your highest category. So we have that $350 spend maxed out 5%. This could go up to 500. But here, yeah, the Citi card, you will get 500 on that, but you're getting 3% with Chase. The groceries, you'll get 5% on Chase, 1% on Citi. But with this budget, spending $2,210 a month, Citi card, you're getting 1.63% back in rewards, $36. Chase card, you're getting 2.38% or $52.60 back based on these calculations. And that is 31% more than what you're getting with Citi. So the medium spender, although you're getting close to maxing out that 5%, you might even max it out. Since you're spending more in the other categories, a blended combination of 3% and 1% is always going to be more than just 1%. The math, the 1% on everything that's not the top category on the Citi card really brings it down, and this is where you can see it. Last example now, the high money spender, $300,000 a year income, high taxes, 20% savings. We're assuming you have a full-on mortgage now for your house. You still have some leftover money if I didn't account for it in the budget. $6,000 spend a month with Citi. Here, I'm really assuming that restaurants and travel is probably your top category. So you max out, let's say you eat out a lot, fancy restaurants, $800 a month, 5%. But you'll notice here, even though you get 5% with the Citi card and 3% with the Chase card, the Citi card maxes out at $500 per category. So what happens? You spend $800 a month on restaurants. Citi, you get 5% back, $25. That's it. That's the max. But Chase, you get 3% on that 800. You actually get $24. So you're essentially getting the same rewards because Citi is capped and Chase isn't. And you're also taking advantage of the other 5% category that Chase has, whatever the rotating category is. So here, $6,000 a month spend, you're only getting 1.28% rewards from Citi, $77. Chase, 1.98%, $119. 35% more with Chase than you would be getting with Citi. So I know that was a lot of details. Hopefully the math checks out. If you have any questions about it, let me know down in the comments. I'll link the spreadsheet in the description. But we can see here, as I was talking about, this card just doesn't make sense for low spenders, medium spenders, or high spenders. So Citi, who is this card for? They would obviously like to market it towards people with that fancy marketing. They would want people to believe that 5% is a great rate, and it is. Don't get me wrong, but when you look into it, when you do the math, it's not. Now, ironically, although this is not a good general use credit card, this can be a great credit card for people who know what they're doing. And what I mean by that is, for you people out there on YouTube watching this video, if you're talking about terms such as the Chase trifecta, credit card churning, upgrading cards, downgrading cards, product switching, I would consider you in the more knowledgeable section of consumers that use credit cards. And for someone like us, we're more inclined to try to max things out. We watch videos, we read articles, we do the research to see what's the best credit card out there and how you can maximize your rewards. Learning about the different portals, the redemptions, the airline mileage transfers. The average person, I don't think they're doing that stuff. So ironically, this card is actually great for the person looking to absolutely maximize the rewards in any given month. And why do I say that? Well, because the 5% is a great rate. We know that. It is capped, but for the person trying to maximize their rewards, you just use this card on maybe the one big purchase you have per month or the one category that you can't get with the other card. So let's say maybe you have a Citi double cash card, maybe you have one of the Chase Freedom cards, or you have like a $95 annual fee, Amex Gold, Chase Sapphire Preferred card, one of those better cards. But there you might only get 5% on a rotating category or 5% on travel through a portal. So if you don't want to deal with that stuff, you just want to book your travel straight up, you can just use this card, right? You get 5%, no portals, you can buy it anywhere, you just use this card and that's it. So for that, I would just recommend get this card, get the intro bonus, and just use it on one category every month that you think you're going to max out. So that way, you're just getting 5% back on that purchase. This card serves as a coupon. Anytime you buy something, as long as you're not using it for all your transactions, just one category per month, $500. Let's say you're going up to a concert or a festival, right? Those tickets can be $200-$300. Put it on this card, 5% off. But for the general user, I don't think I would recommend this card, because if you put all of your spend on this card, you're better off just getting the double cash card, 2% rewards, pretty much equal to what you're getting with this card, if not more, for the average user if you really want a Citibank product. I didn't talk about the US Bank cashback card just because the categories are pretty restricted, but you can go on their website, look at it, play around with the rewards calculator, and see how much you would earn from that card. Once again, I don't see anyone spending over $500 a month on those categories consistently, but that card is a worthy alternative if you want to look into that. Let me know if you want me to do a dedicated video comparing that card with the rest. But to sum things up, right, it seems like a great rewards rate off the bat, but with the lack of any extra perks or benefits with travel or purchase protection, it just falls flat compared to the competition. In my previous video about the new Wells Fargo card, I talked about how competition is great, with banks trying to compete with each other. Bringing more competition is great. But the thing about competition is that not every newly released product is going to be the best, or it's going to offer the best rewards, right? Competition sometimes just means that we as consumers have more options out there. So if I really did want a Citi product, but I didn't want to get the double cash card, maybe this interests me more. Or for the person who is really into maximizing their rewards, this is a great card for you. 5% on everything, no annual fee, with a sign-up bonus. You're probably going to want to use your travel card for travel because you get those protections, you get those benefits. You probably want to use another card for your big item purchases. So this card kind of gets left behind. But thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below on how you view this card. Was my math off? Was my take right? Are there any use cases that you could think for this card? Let me know. Be sure to like the video and get subscribed if you liked the video. Thanks for watching. Peace.